Will President Biden's meeting with a group of senators finally pass a multi-year infrastructure bill? Wait, there's a hitch. It's time for another episode of Bells and Whistles. Hello everyone, Bill Wilson, Editor-in-Chief of Railway Track and Structures magazine, with a look at the top news stories we were following the week ending June 25th. The project schedule for Boston's Green Line extension is facing an extension of its own. Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority officials announced on June 21st that a portion of the 4.7-mile project pulling the Green Line out to Somerville and Medford would not be open until December. The extension's one stop to Union Square in Somerville was originally slated to start service in October of this year. The entire line will not be running until spring 2022, a full 5 months late. COVID-19 is to blame for the delayed start, as supply chain issues became an issue as early as last spring. GLX Constructors, the prime contractor, has been working day and night dealing with deliveries on items that have been backlogged for months. The Green Line extension project currently sits at 80% complete, with 65% of the track work done. The Texas Supreme Court will not hear a case on whether or not Texas Central is legally recognized as a railroad company under state law. With the High Court rejection, it appears Texas Central will now use eminent domain to construct a high-speed rail line. The project has been tied up in the courts for the last 5 years. The next step for Texas Central is to secure federal funding, and construction could begin in the next few months. Texans Against High-Speed Rail, a group that is trying to stop high-speed rail progress in the state, was behind the Texas Supreme Court case and will file a motion for another hearing. Meanwhile, the federal government filed a motion to dismiss a second lawsuit filed by the Texans Against High-Speed Rail, dealing with the environmental review of the project. Work on the Howard Street Tunnel in Baltimore will begin this year. Maryland Governor Larry Hogan made the announcement on June 23rd after the federal environmental review was completed. The project, which will increase the vertical height of the rail tunnel to accommodate double-stacked rail cars, is expected to cost $466 million, and groundbreaking on the Howard Street Tunnel will begin soon. Last week, Maryland State Transportation Secretary Greg Slater said the tunnel reconstruction ranks as one of the top 4 most critical infrastructure projects in the state. 22 other locations along the route also will have vertical issues addressed. The Howard Street Tunnel is part of CSX's I-95 rail network that runs from Baltimore to Philadelphia. President Biden appeared confident about signing an infrastructure bill into law after meeting with a group of senators on June 24th. However, what's tied to the deal may add some miles to the measure's journey to the White House. The president told reporters that a deal was done on a $1.22 trillion bipartisan infrastructure package, but added the only way he would sign it into law is if it is connected to what he wants in his American Families Plan. That measure commits $1.8 trillion in federal spending on education, children, and other areas. Many Republicans have said the package deal is a deal breaker. The $1.22 trillion infrastructure bill would be spread out over 8 years and calls for $559 billion in new spending. President Biden and the group of senators not only worked out an agreement, but also figured out how to pay for it. Well, that's a look at the top news stories we were following the week ending June 25th. For the latest news, go to www.rtnds.com. You can also find us on social media. We are on Facebook and Twitter. Have a great weekend, everyone.